Post-game interviews are a big part of our business. Sometimes they're great, sometimes they're not. They can provide reporters and fans with insight into the game or nothing at all. And North Bay Battalion head coach Stan Butler is a rare find in front of the mic. Not only does he bring knowledge to media scrums, but a whole lot more. The Sioux Greyhounds put on an offensive clinic against Sudbury, but tonight they're up against a stingy Stan Butler squad. We go live to CTV's Lincoln Loudet at the SR Center for your game day report, brought to you by Jiffy Lube Lincoln. With North Bay tonight and Kitchener tomorrow, are the Hounds looking forward to facing these playoff-bound teams?
Isaac Cohen is standing by live at the Laurentian campus with a preview of tonight's game. Isaac.
Brendan, it's becoming the norm for Laurentian to be hosting a first-round home playoff game. They're facing a very tough York team tonight. With that, we bring in the head coach of the Laurentian Voyageurs, Sean Swords. Sean, you've been 2 for 2 in years past. How are you going to make it 3 for 3?
Well, I think we're playing an athletic, big team tonight, and I think if we, if we stick to our mantra for the year, is just outworking the opponent and really focus on all the little things to make sure we secure rebounds and put them in a bad position, then I think we should be successful.
You speak about rebounds, that's York's strength, but you guys like to play in transition. That power struggle, how are you going to get them to play your style of game?
Well, they come hand in hand, right? We want to play in transition. To play in transition, you got to get a rebound. So, and that'll actually take them out of easy baskets in the half-court site. So, that's something that we're going to work on tonight for sure. We want to get rebounds, clean them up, and then get out in transition, beat them down the floor for some easy baskets.
In years past, teams that focus in on one player, a key scorer. Alex, of course, is your go-to guy, but a more balanced attack this year. So what kind of plan do you have in place for balancing out the scoring? Well, Andy, Nick Baptiste and Matthew Campagna remember watching Marcus Foligno tear it up here 3 years ago. His performance ended up catapulting him eventually to Team Canada's World Junior squad. Now, Baptiste and Campagna have their own motivation driving them tonight, but it doesn't hurt to have Foligno's success story serve as inspiration. It's the tradition. It's currently the longest running match play tournament in Canada. It spans over 6 decades, as you mentioned. The field is full once again this year with 176 golfers expected to hit the course. In terms of the schedule, they're expected to hit the course tomorrow for a practice round, followed by qualifying on Friday before they get into the match play on Saturday and Sunday.
Desjardins cuts back.
Andrew Desjardins was scooped up by the San Jose Sharks as a free agent in June of 2010. He now has just over 2 seasons of NHL experience under his belt.
I just think just the pursuit and just to have goals, and I always had the goal to make it, and I just worked really hard, and I was fortunate enough to get a few breaks along the way.
Desjardins has been exposed to life in California, but he always reverts back to his roots in Sudbury.
It's home sweet home, and I'll always just cherish coming back here every summer.
Playing hockey in Northern Ontario growing up, Desjardins is no stranger to loud crowds, and it's been much of the same at the Shark Tank.
People don't understand how good the fan base is there. It's in San Jose. It's electric every night that you step on the ice.
Desjardins has built up his reputation as a hard-nosed player who sticks up for his teammates.
It's a role that has to be filled on any team, so I just try to fill the grittiness and do that kind of thing as much as I can with the Sharks.
The 26-year-old's first ever strike-shortened season was highlighted by a first-round sweep of the Vancouver Canucks.
It was hard at times, but it was also fun because you're just playing a lot of hockey.
Andrew Desjardins has been a part of 3 separate playoff runs with the Sharks, most notably the conference finals 2 years ago. And the only round he has yet to play in is the Stanley Cup final.
One bounce can change everything. One play can change a series, and I think that's just what the case has been in the last few years.
Isaac Cohen, CTV Sports, Sudbury. The 37-18 Toronto Raptors visiting the New Orleans Pelicans. Third quarter, DeMar DeRozan drives hard to the rack. The Raps would build up an 18-point lead at one point. Later, look at the flying Pelican. Come on, Pelican. The pesky Pelicans refusing to mail it in. Norris Cole spots a wide-open Luke Babbitt. Bucket. New Orleans takes their first lead 94-93 under 90 seconds to go. Tyreek Evans goes off window. The Pelicans up by 3. Then off the Raps inbound play, Kyle Lowry slips his way through the defense, and as he's done so many times, big shot. Raptors now ahead by 1. Evans dishes to Alexis Ajinça. The Pelicans complete the comeback 100-97. Canada, they were really toying with Slovakia tonight. I mean, some of the goals they were scoring were absolutely ridiculous. Plus, speaking of ridiculous goals, Sergei Tolchinsky has scored a few in his day. We hear from him on being selected to Russia for the first time ever. Sports is next. The rest of the world getting better is probably the best thing that could have happened to Canada. I mean, predictability is boring. Team Canada kicking off its gold medal journey in Montreal tonight against Slovakia. First period is a good place to start.
Morrissey, 4:45 gone in the opening period, still no score. In comes Duclair, works it back in front, Reiner chops it across, they score! Robbie Fabry gives Canada a 1-0 lead.
Canada's top line was lethal in the pre-tournament games, and it carried over into tonight. Outstanding saucer feed here from Max Domi and a slick finish by Anthony Duclair. It's 2-0 for Canada. 52 seconds later, Nick Patan gets it to Robbie Fabry. Great adjustment here in tight to make it 3-0. Then cue the man with 2 first names.
Kicks it ahead for Tannen, onside, winds in. Jake Virtanen moves to the side of the goal, feeds it back in front, goes down, they score! Nick Paul got the last touch on it for Patan.
The battalion forward with his first of the tournament. Then it's Braden Point with an absolute howitzer. The Slovakian goaltenders getting feasted on. We're still in the second. Max Domi. He's going to do a little toe drag. Rip it, kid. By the way, Canada's Zach Fucale did face a shot on goal in this game. It's hard to believe. I know. Fucale did make 12 saves for the shutout. Canada blows out Slovakia 8-0. Frank Corrado and Justin Sefton broke into the OHL together as rookies in 2009. Corrado was a second-round selection while Sefton was drafted 5th overall. But they weren't paired together right away.
Sefty was playing a lot more his first year, and I was kind of just sitting back, watching and learning. He was a little more ready than me.
2 or 3 of our top D-men went down, so Frank got to play top minutes. And when I came back, he was in that role, and he was playing well. And they kind of threw me up with him for one game, and things worked out for us, and we just kind of went from there.
Frankie and Sefty played together at the under-17s, and were also roommates.
From day one, it was just happened to be that every team that we went to, in every trial, we ended up on the same team, so it just kind of grew together.
Throughout their junior career, Frank Corrado and Justin Sefton have been linked on the ice, but their friendship goes way beyond hockey.
Usually at night we'll hang out, and he's got some video games downstairs and stuff, so we'll play them or just hang out and watch TV.
Whenever I get the chance to be in Toronto, and I'll go, and Frank's probably the first person I text when I land.
We know when it's time to have fun and when it's time to be serious, as we can see with Frank in the background now.
A lot of the time, their friendship spills onto the ice.
We poke fun at each other, or on the ice, someone will make a bad pass, or they'll fall and skate by and make a comment, but nothing too crazy.
Usually just skating by, telling each other to figure it out, but laughing at it or something like that, and telling Sefty to shave, and even though he probably shaved this morning, but he's got a 5 o'clock shadow already.
Now the similarities don't end there. They were both drafted to the NHL in 2011, where Corrado's Vancouver Canucks took on Sefton's San Jose squad in a rookie tournament.
I remember for the national anthem, I was starting the game, and I look over at San Jose's bench, and all I see is Sefty's ogre-like face just staring at me, staring me down like he wants to kill me. I couldn't stop laughing on the blue line.
They've always had that natural chemistry in junior hockey, but as they move up the ranks, a friendly rivalry could be brewing.
You always want to win just because you want to have that bragging right. So obviously at the next level, or whenever you end up playing against each other, it's always going to be that little rival as to what team wins, and the text messages and phone calls after the game.
Or if we fight or something, I don't know. I'm just saying I might fight Sefty one day. I don't know.
Isaac Cohen, CTV Sports, Sudbury. We end this sportscast with one of the most incredible hole-in-ones you'll ever see. It comes courtesy of the Oates Vic Open Pro-Am in Australia.
It was fantastic. I actually saw it. It kicked out and straight in the hole. Have you ever had a one on a par four before?
No, I've never. No, first time ever.
There's a ghost in the bunker. Well, how did that go down?
Somebody was in the bunker and just tossed it back up.